Hey planty peeps, welcome to NichesPlants. My name is Kanisha, for those of you that don't know, for those of you that do, thank you for coming back. So I've not long got in from work slash a cupping appointment. Basically work's been really crazy, which is great, I'm grateful for it, but it has been really intense, really stressful, and it's basically my body's showing that or expressing the stress. So I had literally just come back from cupping, so if you do see when I turn around, you can probably see marks, cupping marks there, cupping marks here. Don't be surprised or like shocked, it's just cupping therapy. I have that kind of once a month. Basically I injured my shoulder months ago and it flares up when I'm really stressed, and then like it causes other strains in muscles in my back and my neck and blah blah blah. So my appointment was a mix of, for those of you that are interested, if you're not interested, then I'll put a timestamp below as where you can forward to get started on this video, which was just basically unboxing self-watering pot from Lechuza Pon. So yeah, I go to my appointment. Today was an hour. My next appointment I'm gonna do an hour and a half, but basically it's a mix of trigger, hot stone, cupping and acupuncture if I really need it. So the trigger, basically, you know, you've got muscles that connect. They'll do trigger points to see if that release the tension. If not, they'll do hot stone, and sometimes if it's really bad, they'll just do straight cupping, which is what we did today. If it's really bad and the muscle's not giving way, then they'll do acupuncture on that, and it really helps. I've had this thing for years, and I did hot stone, I did deep tissue massage, nothing worked except for cupping. And it's only when I'm like seriously stressed that it really flares up. But I kind of try and keep it kind of at bay by having a session every month, 6 weeks. But yeah, so if I seem a bit flat today, I'm really tired, but I'm a bit sore from cupping, but it's a good sore because I can actually turn my neck now and not be in pain, and my shoulders and everything else. And tomorrow is the last night of the proms. By the time you see this, the last night of the proms would have been yesterday, which you'll be able to catch on BBC One or BBC iPlayer if you've not seen it. Depending on what you like. If you like classical, then the proms are for you. If you're not really classical but you're more kind of urban, check out Garcia and Nabaya, which is also Moses, which I think, yeah, you'll like those. Anyway, so here I am. Got my green tea, which I had after my cupping session. Does anyone actually like green tea? Because after my sessions, I like to have a hot drink. If they don't have peppermint tea, that's kind of my go-to. Then I'll have green tea with mint, and I feel like with green tea with the mint, I can deal with it, I can tolerate it. But just green tea by itself, I'm like, and it's herbal tea, not like matcha. I've not had matcha before, but yeah, is there actually an actual nicer blend of green tea? If so, let me know. So today, let's get to it. We are unboxing, as you can kind of see, I've taken off the top already, so it's kind of slightly open, but we are unboxing the Lechuza Pon self-watering pot. That is it. It basically kind of gives you instructions on the side, and at the back it kind of shows you how the product works. Now I got this because when I was doing the pond series, I transferred some plants to pond. Most of them were my anthuriums that I transferred to pond, those in the greenhouse. And I saw the self-watering pot and I thought, actually, let me see how it does, how it works. You know, if it does well, then those that are a bit more demanding of water for my anthuriums, then I'll transfer them to that. Those that are just fine, then I'll just water them every 10 days because I can do that with my anthurium in pond. If you'd like to see those series, I'll link that playlist above. And the plant that we're using is not an anthurium today, still an aroid, but it is an Alurium donbernzii or donbernzii. I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but here it is. This is it. I'll do some close-up footage. Now basically we've got the roots out because it was in moss. I got this about maybe 3 weeks ago, left it in the moss, just kind of, you know, put it aside just to see how it was doing. It doesn't have any pests or anything like that, and it's doing okay. Now we've got a bit of blackening on the roots there, or root I should say. I am considering whether I cut that off, but it's not wet, it's not oozing any water. I know it's not oozing, but you know what I mean, when I squeeze it there's no water coming out, so I think it's okay. But yeah, that's what it is. I get the gist that it grows a bit like a alocasia, but I'm not 100% sure. Now you can see there's what would be kind of the growth point, the bulb there. You can see the tip of that as well, and then obviously this plant. We have a little damage on the side there, but I think that's nothing to worry about, and imagine that the new growth will either come from this tip bulb or from this actual stem itself. But if anyone has one, let me know. When I saw it, I thought, oh, this is really nice. I do want one. It's from Ecuador. I don't see them pop up that often. They are, you can see that it has like a green on it, but I think as they mature it gets more silvery. Just to know, this is a poisonous plant. Every part of this plant is poisonous, so if you do have pets or young children or vulnerable adults, please just be aware of that. And this is the second species of Alerium. Like, there's currently obviously two, first and second. This is the second one, so I'm looking forward to seeing this grow. So I'll just unbox it, I'll pot it up so you can see what's happening, and yeah, we'll go through it, and I'll talk you through it. All right, let's get to it. The cube itself. Now that's the container, so that's empty, and basically this basic cotton, when you fill the base up with water, so you would fill it with water to about here, these cottons would sit in the water and it would wick the water up into the pond, and then that's how it's self-watering. Now this dial, which basically, as you fill the container up with water, the water will come through this hole, and as it comes through the hole, it will then push this dial up. Now you stick this basically in here, so we'll do it like that. So that's how it fits. So when the water pushes it up, that dial will move and tell you how far up the water is, and if it obviously gets to here maximum, that's stop, and it will go down as the water goes down, so you know when to water basically, which is a good gauge and it helps you to do that. Now this obviously is stuck as you want. If you want, you could pull it up like that, depending on where your roots are. If you have a baby plant, you want it maybe to be further up. If you've got quite a lot of roots, it could be further down, but obviously you can decide on how you do that. And literally it's just fed through two holes, just like that. So I am aware that with Lechuza Pon, they do say that basically don't put water in it first, literally leave it in here for, I believe it's a week, and then water it after that, just so that your plant can adapt to the pond substrate. So what I'm going to do, what is wrong with me today? Literally, if you take the plant, so we can measure in regards to the roots, and you look in, and if you did that, the plant would sit here. I don't want it too deep. I probably want it about there, so it's going to be about here. I don't want it right at the base. I want it about here, so that I will probably move a little bit, so about there, and then that would sit in here over it, and we wouldn't be too far off. So with that in mind, we're going to open this, which I totally forgot scissors, so excuse me using these clippers, but now that's another thing with the pond, you actually want to flush it through and wash it out first. So ideally we could wash it in this, but I'm literally going to put it, you could wash it first, but I'm going to just place this in here. So I want this here, so I want that a bit and we're just going to put the pod in. And you can see that the rope sits there. Now if you want, you can pull the rope up so it sits a little higher, depending on where you want your plant roots to be. So I'm going to leave mine like that, you can see in there, so that when it's in the bowl, it still touch the water there, but it's high enough that when I put the plant in, it can sit on top and the water will be wicked around it. So yeah, that's not too bad actually. Just like that. So then I'm just going to pour the rest in. So that is it. So we're now going to flush this pond and get all the dirt out. Clean, which is great. Right, that's us. Hey peeps, okay, so we're back. So this is the plant potted up in the pot. As you saw, we flushed it through. We're getting a bit of humidity in there now due to the temperature in here and obviously the water. I did the water as lukewarm / warm. Well, it's not warm, it's lukewarm. Hence why you've got condensation in there. I didn't want to do freezing cold water and shock the roots, especially as they're going into a different substrate. My phone didn't freeze, but it was like 10% battery and stopped recording. So basically, like I said, I don't want to shock the roots, so I did lukewarm water. There's a bit of condensation in there because of that, that's why. Also, this pot has held some water, as you might be able to see at the base there, water moving, so obviously that will continue to wick up through the pond over the next few days and basically water the plant, so it's kind of self-watering-ish, well, acting like soil. And I'll leave this like that for a week. I believe it's a week, I don't think it's 2 weeks, a week, and then I'll double check. Is it a week, 2 weeks? We've got a little booklet here. Let's have a little look quickly. Gives you instructions on how to fill the pot, and further instructions in regards to your plant. So as you can expect, you know, and then it tells you about watering, and it says here obviously that's the maximum minimum that it tells you about. Here it talks about you can add fertilizer to your water and obviously water the plant, fertilize it. You learn quite a lot from pictures and then just details about the pond itself. Okay, we're going to be quick because this is my 3rd time recording. So basically the booklet doesn't tell me anything about whether it's a week or 2 weeks. I'm going to do 10 days because that's when I walk to the other guys, then I'll water this one. Not sure if I said this, but condensation in there because I use lukewarm water. You can see there's water being held at the bottom there, and quite nice that it's not dripping through. So the pond will continue to wick that up and water the plant. Then in 10 days, I will water it properly, as you know, and use the full, I guess, purpose of this as being self-watering. See, there's nothing in there. You literally just slot it in. Once you do water it and the water increases, the float will then raise and let you know where you are on your dial in regards to if you're near the max of basically what the container can hold. I will place this plant in the greenhouse, probably down here because I've got space there at the moment. I've got a few other plants that I need to put in there, but as what calms down, then you know I can sort things out. I'm also doing a makeover for my garden. I would say I'm about 2 2/3 of the way there. So once I've done all that, I will share the before and after with you so you know what that looks like. I'm kind of trying to bring a bit of Jamaica to my garden and make it a bit of, you know, tropical / exotic garden, I think they call it. So yeah, I hope you guys are well. I hope you had a good week. If not, I pray this week is a lot better for you. Also remember to take time for yourself, chill, relax, do what you need to do, whether that's music, dancing, singing, TV, going for a walk, whatever. Otherwise your body will force you to do so, just like mine was kind of doing this week. You don't want that. So I hope you're well. I'm wishing you an amazing week, and I'll see you in the next one. Watch the other videos, like, subscribe, share. I appreciate you guys for being here. I love you and I love your support. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.